Okay, I think we should be good. Sorry about the wait, y'all. I just had to stop and get the subtitles started. I know that some of you might be still in a little bit of ad hell, so I'm gonna wait for that to finish before we get underway. This gotta drop a couple of go lives in a couple spots, and then we are good to go. Ishiku, I am alive only kind of feel like I've yeah, we take those. Good to see you, Cat Wizard. Hello. And hi, anybody that's lurking or otherwise. Happy Friday. I hope the day was restful and or productive for y'all. Laundry. I'm getting much laundry done, and I am happy about that because that has been a roadblock for a hot minute the last couple of weeks, if nothing else. Getting that dealt with is helping. The weather is good also, which is also helping. Hot, but I can live with heat. I don't do well in the cold, but in heat I can manage. Literally, I can just go grab a fan, and I can grab a fan, turn that on, and that will be fine, and then I'm good to go. But cold, nah. Cold, I just that's where it's just shut right down. But yeah, in the overall, I'm doing all right, and it is good to hear at least Cat was that you were feeling marginally better insofar as how that's going. Yeah, when it's a thing where you have a thing and you're just yeah, geez, I don't feel so good. Yeah, that's never a fun time. Okay, let me see a thing right quick. Okay, good. Nobody is that nonsense still. I'm gonna go pull up the patch notes for Street Fighter 6 and mostly just test them on the characters that I actively have an interest in learning. And that's gonna be kind of our pardon me. It's gonna be our warm up for it's gonna be our warm up kind of for the day. Just sort of looking at the patch notes, seeing all of what's happened and go from there. None of those have actually been documented there. So go straight to Street Fighter's main website and grab a hold of that. Because they're basically system changes. I'm the opposite. I find cold easier to deal with. Yeah, in my case, it's probably because I grew up in Florida, right? So even without even without central air, for example, um, I am much used to being hotter than being cold. And I know with the cold, you can just like layer on more layers, whereas with the heat, like there just comes a point where it doesn't really matter how many layers you put on. Just you just got to deal with it, right? So yeah, it makes sense. I get it. So yeah, pardon me. So the so we had another playtest for Shoot Lancer yesterday. It went pretty well. People have generally reacted to the changes pretty well. Now we got a couple other things looking us for the June and the June update. So that will be interesting. But thankfully, unlike like the last time I went, where it's like I went and I was so worn out afterward that it's like I can't shoot. I can't shoot today. Wasn't nearly so complicated. We'll say character bundle. Okay, you can take. Oh, all right, that's cool. So in the settings, all right, cool. I don't think I have Luke's Street Fighter 5 theme, which would be nice to use, but you know. Let's see, hang on. Not that one. Options, audio, character BGM settings. you see how it says 33 at the end there, right? That used to be a couple of stops back before the patch. So 33, 32, 31, 30, 20. It'd be like here. So they added a little more recovery at the end, right? After absorbing an attack, the time until the drive gauge starts to auto-regenerate has changed from 60 to 20. So you start regenerating drive meter. You start regenerating your drive gauge faster if you parry an attack, but it is generally more punishable. The shortest possible active parry hitbox time has changed from 8 frames to 12 frames. So, right? To tap it, you are forced to be in the actual parry frames for like 4 frames longer. All of this basically boils down to raw drive parry is now even more punishable by throw. So if you are doing drive parries carelessly, is more recovery better or not? TLDR, more recovery means it takes longer for you to act. So in this scenario, you can imagine that that is not ideal. Because literally, if you want to do it like math-wise, basically to put it by comparison, the numbers here used to be 8 and 29. Now it's 12 and 33. So yeah, 8 and 29, right? If you add those together, 37 frames used to be, like, if you just did this, that used to be 37 frames. Now it's 45. And considering that you cannot, yeah, like literally the first 12 frames in the purple are the parry hitbox, if you tap it, and then the blue is you spending time recovering. So literally, you cannot move. If you attempt to drive parry, you literally can't move for 45 frames. If you want to consider it as animation lock, yes. Expanded the attack and throw hurt boxes of the parry drive rush, so they're no longer smaller than the ones for a drive parry. The parry drive rush is basically when you do this, right? Hang on. Like whenever you do a drive rush out of a parry, the attack and throw hurt boxes are bigger, which means that it is easier for people to stuff you out of them now, right? Now, aside from all of that, right? Let me see if I can do recording. So, the next major change is to drive reversal. So, drive reversal. Hang on a second, I gotta record something that's a little bit shorter, I think. Not what I wanted to do. Let me make sure that block all this on. It's a little bit hard to describe this one, but basically, it is possible, if you are careful, right, to bait a drive reversal. And it used to be that drive reversals would be -8 on block, right? So, to explain to you why this used to be like a bad thing, notice, for example, that Cammy's standing heavy punch is an 8-frame button. Her standing medium punch is a frame button. And the main thing is that if somebody does a drive reversal, right? Hang on. I can maybe demonstrate it by having this do it. Right? So, it used to be that you would basically always, if you're able to bait it, you would always be able to like flow through with something like this. But now that doesn't work because, yeah. So you see here how it says blue 6 frames for me and then red -6 frames for Lily. That's what they mean by now it's -6 on block. I can jab after a drive impact and still get a punish, right? Why am I not getting... There we go. I can still get this if my timing is right, but if my timing's off by even a little bit, right? Necessarily that somebody will do a drive impact twice in a row. But basically speaking, I can no longer I can't just swing like 5 HP. I can't swing 5 heavy punch. Wow, my brain is having a fart. I can't swing standing heavy punch after a drive reversal now and get a punish, right? And it is possible that if I'm not careful, I will in fact like mess up the timing, right? And that's kind of the whole point of that. Additionally, right, attack hitbox is expanded downwards that techniques with a low profile can no longer avoid this attack. So there would be things where like somebody would like, sort of similar to how Cammy can like drive impact like this and still miss people. There were circumstances where you would drive reversal and, well, that would happen, right? Now, here's the other important thing, right? About drive reversal, and this is a big one. Yeah. Wrong. Hold on. You can now do a drive reversal when you are getting up, right? While you are getting up from a knockdown, right? You can just hold the input, forward, heavy punch, heavy kick, right? And here's the thing. Regular drive reversal is 20 frames of startup. Startup for this version of drive, like the recovery version of drive reversal is 18. So it's faster, cannot be thrown, and and you can't strike through it, you can't throw it, you can't armor it, right? So what this basically does is, for characters who do not have like reversal DPs, like reversal overdrive DPs and things like that they can use, or like good reversal supers, as long as you have drive meter, you still have the ability to like do a reversal drive rush when you're getting up and get people to get off of you. And even if you do, right, and you're like, I want to try to get this person off of me, but I don't want to like risk doing like an overdrive DP and having it blocked, you do recovery drive reversal instead and get them off of you that way, right? Aside from that, it looks like there is is it? No block. The major thing to note here, notice how up there, right, where it says 240 and it says 80%, the initial scaling of light attacks, whether you're standing or crouching, has been increased. Hang on. Has been increased to 80%. So if you look carefully, right, hang on. Why is it not coming out? I'm not doing fast enough. There we go. So normally that probably would be 80% scaling because, well, let me phrase that differently. You'll notice that when I say initial scaling, you're talking about like the first time you use more than 2 light attacks in a combo, right? So in Cammy's case, that used to be 90%. So this string used to do a little more damage. Now it does less. Every character now, whenever you do 2 light attacks, the second light attack automatically gets a 20% scaling. So it lowers the damage a little bit from that string. Small one, but notable, right? What's up? Hop in to say hi because I got Pathfinder 20 minutes. Alright, Mojo. Hi, Mojo. So, let's talk about Cammy's changes. A couple of them are to modern Cammy, who we don't use, so I don't care. Okay, couple of things. Distance increased between the characters after the throw for rough landing. So even in situations where Lily recovers in place, right? Well, in place is in place is not that good, but backward, right? Because the distance is increased between us now. There's no back roll, so it's harder to compare, but because the distance is increased now, right? I'm at 17 frames out here, right? Of advantage. If I dash in, I'm like -6, right? So if the person back rolls anyway. If they don't, I'm probably still at -6 anyway, because that shouldn't affect it really, because the get up time is the same. Right? So obviously, if they recover in place, then obviously that's not really that big of a deal, right? So I can still like walk and threaten still, right? But things like dashing or otherwise doing certain things, because the distance is bigger now, that means that if I'm not as careful about how I approach after a forward throw at mid-screen, bad things happen. Yeah, we're talking about patch changes mostly as applies to Cammy and Lily. And general system ones. Yeah, Cammy, Lily, and general system changes, and that's about it. Because I don't have time to do everyone, and I'm not interested in doing everyone either. But yeah, that's the main thing to kind of like keep in mind. So it's not like the worst thing. You can still make it work. It's just now that you are further apart after a forward throw, right? If someone back rolls, right, you have to. If you're gonna choose like advance really, if you're gonna choose like press your advantage really hard, bad things happen. You wanna be careful about it. So, 5 MP. Standing medium punch has reduced pushback. That's mostly useful for things like this. But it also makes like that combo more reliable, right? Because the pushback is that combo is also more reliable, right? Because the pushback is less, the pushback is more reliable. Because the pushback is less, that combo is more reliable. But also means that like things like this are easier, right? It also means that in situations where you get like a counter hit on 5 MP, for example, you are less likely to miss 5 HP. Or even like, if you really gotta like squeeze out all you can from it, getting like counter hit 5 MP into 2 MK is a lot easier. Case in point. Oh, that's a new thing that I'll talk about in a little bit. "5 MK. Forward hurt box around the feet reduced from frame 7 of the technique until the active frames end." So basically, right where you see that 7, and then for those 3 red blocks, Cammy's 5 MK, the hurt box, I don't know which foot they mean. Or they said around the feet. So I don't know if they mean, I don't know if they mean, the actual, like, words are hard. I don't know if they mean the leg that she's kicking with, or the leg that's on the ground. I don't know for sure. But either of those is good, right? Because if it's for the foot that she's kicking with, if the hurt box is reduced during the active frames, that means that, she can poke with it a lot better, right? If they're talking about the hurt box as relates to the foot that's on the ground, it means that it's harder to like sneak under it and snipe her by hitting her foot beneath. So either works, right? Yeah, it's yeah. Standing heavy kick has less pushback on block, and it is slightly less minus. It used to be -4 on block, now it's like -2. So I think this should mean, in theory, that if people are trying to like, hang on, I'm gonna see if we can do some nonsense. Lilies like that. So, yeah, that doesn't work still. But yeah, 5 HK. I mean, 5 HK. Getting that, I'm not sure how that really. I have to see how it shakes out. It being less minus is fine, obviously. It having less pushback is also fine, because it means, I guess in theory, that if you manage to like hit it close or what have you, you might be able to get a walk up, but it's like doubtful. The driver's cancel timing on this move is like 2 frames faster, but I don't use it that much, so that's not gonna really mean that much. Like I don't use Delay Ripper like at all on purpose. Okay, I wasn't sure. There's something about, for classic controls, pressing heavy punch at the same time as heavy kick will cause the second attack. So basically for this, they're just saying that they prioritize making sure that, like, if you try to, like, I don't know if it's like an option select or something. it reads like it might have been them patching out an option select, but I'm not sure. They were saying pressing heavy punch at the same time as the second input will cause the second attack to not come out. So instead of getting that, you get that, which reads like it might have been an option select patch because it says universal adjustment, but I don't know. So, the major thing that changed for Cammy is aside from some of the other stuff. Well, there are a couple other things that we haven't talked about yet. We're gonna get so change the cancel timing from standing heavy punch from 8 to 10 frames to 8 to 12 frames. So you're allowed to delay the input of the second input a little bit more now, right? Change combo scaling when canceling the first attack into a special move 15% to 10%. It depends on what they mean by the first hit though, because it feels like I'm not sure about that one, because I don't quite know what that means. Reduce the first and second attacks combo count upper limit. What this means basically is so more critically, let me start from the end. Basically, the idea, the second attack, right, is this part where she does the 2 kicks. That's the second attack part, right? So, what this means for Cammy basically is that, so you used to, when you were doing this, you would either have to like confirm the 5 heavy punch, like the standing heavy punch like that, or you'd have to die, right? You could not cancel the last hit into a special move, but you can now. Right? So you can like do these things. And you didn't used to be able to do that, right? The blowback time of the second attack, which is like, I think probably either like the knee part or the other part, has been reduced. Most importantly, pushback on hit no longer occurs on the second attack if done near the corner of the stage. So basically, this means that you can do stuff like this and still be relatively close to the opponent, right? Right? So, functionally speaking, what a lot of this serves to do, especially in tandem with like this change, you can now do stuff like this. Right? Or if I can do this correctly. Or you can do stuff like this. Right? You can do stuff like that. Dash and still be an advantage, right? So yeah, you can do that, or you can do the that'll miss, for example. But you can do 19 frames, right? Or if you're lucky enough and you get a counter hit, like even from like a counter hit off of this, right? You can do. Hang on. Right? And you're good. The timing for the fastest hold version of the attack has changed from releasing the button on frame 16 to frame 17. Something like that, basically. I'm probably still not doing it right. But basically, yeah, basically, it's easier to get charged heavy spiral arrow if you half charge it now. There's a way, or not half charge it. There's a way to get the full charge 1 frame faster, but like I don't ever really do that, so not useful. Here's a nerf. Here's a big one that causes some shenanigans, right? The technique's projectile invincibility changed from starting from frame 6 to frame 9 on medium and heavy spin knuckle. So you see where those dashed boxes are, right? Those dashed boxes used to start probably color in the 8 and color in the 7, and that is when that used to start, I think. Because it would have been, I know you can't see the mouse, so like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, it started at frame 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Can't count. Yeah, where it says frame 8, if you go 2 steps back from that and shade those in with this color, where you see the stripe marks, that's when the projectile invulnerability used to start for medium and heavy spin knuckle, right? But what they did was they shifted that starting time 2 frames forward. And then they normalized it so that OD spin knuckle is the same way. OD spin knuckle used to be, right? You would count 1, 2, and then right where the third green box, that's where it used to start for OD spin knuckle. Now they are all normalized so that it all starts on the 9th frame. This is a nerf. Because it means, functionally speaking, that if a fireball hits you during those first 8 frames, you get hit. Right? It is a straight nerf to medium, heavy, and OD spin knuckle. Because basically, it means that your timing has to be even tighter in order to get through fireballs now. They changed that, they nerfed it. It's just what it is. For medium and heavy spin knuckle, your, hang on. I think let me see something. Yeah, so for medium and heavy spin knuckle, they made it so that you are also projectile invulnerable for part of the strike, like 1 frame into it, but it's still basically a nerf. Functionally speaking, it just means that if you're going to use spin knuckle to get around projectiles, you have to make a harder read. You have to know for a fact that it's coming, because it is easier now to mess with the timing and get hit. That's really all that this means. Collision push box expanded upwards from frame 7 to 23. Okay. Well, push box. So it's like a height thing. So I think what this has done, if I remember correctly, I think, though I'm not entirely certain. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is it. I'm pretty sure that's what it did. So, for those of you that were watching me play a lot of this before, right, you'd remember that I'd be able to do like that, and get a hit on somebody and knock them down. However, because of the changes to that push box that I was just talking about, where it says upwards from say frame 7 to 23, I can still do that. But if I want, I can't get a side swap and do damage at the same time anymore. It doesn't work that way anymore. Can't do that. It just doesn't work. Right? Because the push box was pushed upward, it causes an interaction that makes it so that the enemy can't be hit by the dive kick when I switch sides. So basically speaking, it doesn't mean that this combo doesn't work anymore, but it means that I have to, if I'm going to side switch, I have to give up damage, right? I can also do that instead. Right? So if I do this, and I slide, which is the wait, I only get like 3 frames, right? I can still do the fastball and get like 24. I can still do the fastball with the right timing and get like 24 frames still. Right? And still be like here, which is fine. But functionally, by pushing that collision push box upwards, I can't get the dive kick and the side switch at the same time. Basically, they've nerfed that side switch option so that you don't get damage out of the side switch. You only get the side switch, which is, we live with that. That's fine. There's something about combo count additional value for the first and second attack. I don't know what combo count additional value stuff means. I'm going to skip that. Initial scaling for OD Hooligan Throw is 30% now, so if you do like, hang on, if I can do this correctly. That's too much. So if I do, yeah, like that, for example, does less damage, right? If you do the overdrive version and then do something into it, the next hit that you do scaled by 30%. This one is kind of complicated. So, Cannon Strike, right? The hitbox on the first 10 frames, basically, around the feet, is expanded. But the hurtbox around the feet from frames 11 until landing are reduced. What this functionally means, right, is that it's kind of, I'm trying to see if I can explain this correctly. Because the idea is that from higher up, it is probably a little bit harder to hit Cammy out of it. But from instant air dot, because you're doing this as quickly as possible when you're doing an instant cannon strike, you are probably still roughly in that area of the hurtbox on your feet is expanded. So theoretically, this is meant to make it so that if you're doing a lot of instant air dive kicks and people are on the ball, they can snipe you out of it easily. This is functionally, I think, what this is supposed to be doing, right? And similarly, the hurtbox around your feet from frames 11 until the landing have been reduced. So in other words, if you do it from like a little higher up, it is a little harder to contest it. But instants are supposed to be easier to contest now, I think is the idea. The first frame of Pin Drive Smasher used to be completely invincible, and that was a bug. So it's only strike and throw invincible. But, like, that's not that big of a deal, I guess. It is in the sense that it is a nerf, but it was a bug, so whatever. Last thing that's mostly relevant. Cammy's Super Art 2 used to be quarter circle back kick, right? So it'd be that. Now, they changed it to a punch input. They changed it to a punch input so that you don't get dive kicks by accident when you don't mean to. Hold on. As you can see, the spacing on this is finicky as fuck, so I don't use it that often anyway. But basically, the damage that it does was increased if the opponent's on the ground. And there was a hurt box that was added to one frame of it because it was apparently completely invincible. So in a general sense, Cammy's basically the major nerf that Cammy got was just mostly to Odie's like spin knuckle. That was about it. But the main thing about the spin knuckle nerf is that people who have to worry about that in matchups like Ryu and Ken and things like that, good Ryu and Ken players and people just in general who understood how fireballs work and how they work in a match against Cammy weren't going to be using them like that anymore. Not carelessly. So yeah, that is an adjustment that has to be made. But if you were already like playing this game at the point or at the level where you were really like using a lot of spin knuckle anyway, this is just the thing where it's like either you already knew that you had to have other answers or now you have to. So it is a nerf, and it's not like an unimportant one, but it's one of those things where I saw a lot of people like dooming about it in some other spots that I used to be in, and I'm just like, y'all gotta stop. The fact that a lot of Cammy's normals have basically been buffed in some way, right? While kind of pulling back a little bit on the power of like dive kick and things of that nature. I think that that's a workable trade, right? Cammy, in a very general sense, still feels like she does pretty much exactly all the stuff that she needs to do. It's just that they knocked a bit on some of the efficacy of some of her special moves, which is fine, right? Like a lot of people were doing things like, "Oh, OD Spin Knuckle got nerfed." Like it's the only thing she had going for a match against like Fireball characters. Everybody else got so many cool things, and she didn't get it. It's like, shut up. She's fine. Okay, so Lily changes. A couple that are kind of important.
Intercept preparations.
So, Lily, right? Standing light punch is now a 5-frame button. This used to be 6 frames. So now it's a 5-frame button. So it comes out a little faster, and it recovers a little faster. The technique length has been changed from 16 to 15 frames. I don't know if this means that they also adjusted the. I don't know if this means that they also adjusted like the hit stop to keep the frame advantage the same. I'd have to double check like an old version of the wiki and compare it now. But basically, this starts up a lot. It's not gonna get her out of like situations that this would, but you know. So, here's the major thing, right? Standing light kick also got some changes. Now it recovers in 8 frames instead of 12. So you see where that 8 is? It used to be 4 blocks longer. Advantage on hit changed from +1 to +5. Which basically means that it's not like a perfect tick throw setup, but it's a lot easier to like tick throw off of it. A little, because like you can do that. Because now, right, you hit, and you're +5. So like, getting tick throws off of it is a lot easier. You still only be like +1. But yeah, it's easy to tick throw off of it now, even if you're just like standing straight in front of somebody. Disadvantage on block changed from -4 to -1. So what does this mean? Let me make sure the slot is on and also that Cammy's blocking. I mean, you could always do this, but basically it's just easier to like it's easier to sort of like just catch somebody doing some nonsense and stuffing them out, because it's not plus on block, but it is significantly less minus. However, this also means that in situations where you do like this, right? Let me turn off. This is why this is important. Now it's like +3, right? Before the change, right? This would basically mean that Lily doing this would be perfectly even on block, right? Because a drive rush will add +4 to whatever the frame data for whatever the frame data of the next normal is, right? So like this used to be like 0 after this situation. Now Lily's +3, which means you can take her, right? In exchange for these things happening with standing light kick, you basically have to mash faster to rapid cancel it. And it's not as easy to like do that, for example. Crouching medium kick is 1 frame faster and basically and has been adjusted so that the whole move is 29 frames instead of 30, which I think that means that they shaved some time. Yeah, because they adjusted the startup by 1 frame, the recovery is still the same, it just starts up faster. Crouching heavy punch, the hurt box from frame 33 onwards, so like at some point after the slam, the hurt box is expanded forward, so it's easier to tag Lily if she's throwing this out carelessly. Second hit of this is no longer a low attack. You notice how it says high here, right? Anything that says high in this game. So yeah, high in this game means that you can block it standing or crouching. Low means that you have to block it crouching, and if it says overhead or jump in, you have to block it standing. So the second hit of this now, you don't have to crouch both hits. It's basically all that means. The immediate scaling of Lily's command throw, Mexican Typhoon, has been changed from 20% to 10%. I don't know what immediate scaling means exactly, unfortunately. I suspect it may have something to do with some other thing that I do not know about. I'd have to go and look. But basically, whatever causes immediate scaling will affect Mexican Typhoon less now. Medium Condor Wind, this pushes back less far now. It's like a 50-50 because then on block, right? Lily's still like -8, so on block now, medium Condor Wind is a little bit less safe to do in the sense that like, oh yeah, lol. If you're not doing it, like if you're doing it too close now, it's easier for people to punish you. Even if you're doing it from farther away, it may be easier for people to punish you with certain things. But on the flip side, if you hit with it, you're closer. Right? Like a 50-50 sort of thing, right? So if you're too close if you swing with this when you're too close and somebody blocks it, you're kind of up a creek, right? But if you're close enough, right, and they didn't block it, you can get like command throws and stuff easier. Overdrive Condor Wind, wrong one. This, like, Overdrive Condor Wind starts up 2 frames faster. Its recovery time is still the same, but it starts up 2 frames faster. So you can hold it and release it and still get the faster version, which is useful. Overdrive Windclad Tomahawk Buster. Let me see something. I think they said that it added a new hitbox on frame 5, only applied when an opponent is in a combo, allowing the first. So it's something like, I think. No, wrong one. I gotta see if I can figure out a thing here. Hang on a sec. I think it's something like this. Yeah, basically, so stuff like that hits a little easier. So if you do that, it connects easier. Heavy or Overdrive Windclad Condor Spire. So, whoops. When you're Windclad, that causes more blowback, which affects Lily's Condor Spire Oki mostly. If you'll remember, there was a thing that I was doing. Oh, sorry. Hey, Vinka. Sorry, I was like looking. I didn't have I need to turn the slot on.
You okay?
So maybe that still sort of works out, I think. But yeah, it's still. Where was it? Hold on a second. I gotta pull up the. I gotta pull up the old. I gotta. Whoops. My bad. I just gotta pull up the old graphic for that I had for Lily's Windclad Oki real quick and see if I remember and test it and see how much this has actually changed any of that. Here it is. Yeah, I think I see what it might have done now. Okay, so let's review. Lily, as far as Okizeme went, this is how, before the patch, this is generally how this works. If you have no wind stacks, you do crouching heavy punch, light Condor Spire, heavy Condor Spire.
Intercept preparations.
If you do light into heavy,
Complete.
and somebody tried to like jab, it's a medium. If you do light into light or light into medium, you get a parry punch. So the wind stack 0 Oki still works fine, right? Because the idea behind it is that you do like right? So obviously a parry, then that loses to that, right? But you can still do so yeah, if they try to mash out of it, then doing light heavy will catch the mash, but will lose the drive hit, right? So if I turn off light punch, for example, right? Bup, 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 bup. And now, if anything, that's easier, right? So Lily's Oki, when she doesn't have Windclad, is not really any different. However, when she does, now because the heavy and overdrive versions of Windclad Condor Spire knock the opponent further back, that changes this stuff. At least this row up here, right? Because the idea is that you would do I think, right? I think you're still in I think it may not have actually affected it, and it may be something it might be something else that it affected. That still works. So I think it might be another form of Okizeme that Lily had that was being affected that was being used for, because she can still do the setup as listed here, right? Well, I wonder. I'm gonna put on Light Punch and see if that affects it. Because, yeah, you want to do heavy into medium, right? So let's. So that. That. Ah. Interesting. Oh. Yeah, it could be that it affected that specific Oki setup, and I just don't know Lily well enough to pull it off, or maybe it didn't. I don't know for sure. However, it looks like that's not effective, so that still works. But yeah, in the overall, it mostly looks like Lily's changes are. Oh right, sorry, there are a couple of Lily changes I left out because I'm silly. So, 2 others. That Super Breezing Hawk is 3 frames faster. That used to be 13 frame startup. Now it is not. It's like 3 frames faster. And now, right, similarly, Thunderbird, which is this super, basically they buffed the last hit for both that version and this version. So it does like an extra 100 damage on both versions, right? And then from Overdrive Condor Spire, the attack startup is a little faster. Is faster only from. So yeah, in general, Lily generally got buffs, pretty much. There are a couple other changes to a couple other characters that I'm not gonna like get too deep into. I can tell you for sure though that Ken players are probably crying a little bit, because the major change that Ken got that I saw is that I'll switch to him real quick just to kind of like point this out. And I know that Ken players are probably like grinding their teeth about this. The big one that I saw is that his hang on, let me see. Yeah. Basically, you have to commit now to Chin Buster, this combo. Like, you have to commit, like, you can't, like you used to be able to, like, late delay that a little bit. But now you have to commit to it if you're going to cancel into it. The reason why that matters is because you used to have about, like, 4 frames to sort of play with, where you could delay it just a little and throw off the timing and, like, mess with people that way. Now you cannot do that. You can still set up a frame trap by like delaying the next hit, I think, but I don't think it's as effective as being able to like actively delay the second hit of like of the proper other hit of Chin Buster. So yeah, they got to deal with that, and that's gonna stink for them. So we'll do a little bit of ranked with Cammy. We'll do like a little bit of ranked with Cammy, a little bit of ranked with Lily, and see how things go. Other characters got changes too, but like going overall, I'm gonna take up more of the stream than I have time for.
Beginning operation.
You call, I answer. It's showtime. Face it straight.
Yep, fair. I'm mashing a little bit too much. This is Kimberly's outfit 3. It's premium content basically. I'm pretty sure it's her outfit 3. Or am I misremembering things? Yeah, this is her outfit 3, maybe? I do not actually remember. Didn't mean to jump there. Get through. Why'd you do that? Kimberly players really gotta stop doing that. That shit doesn't work. Y'all gotta stop doing that. Well, it's not that it doesn't work ever, but that it's not... That risk is... Oops. I hesitated. Yep. Yeah, fair. Huh. Ah, I didn't put in the parry input correctly. I was like, I thought I had put in dry parry. Nope. Yep. And see, that's the big game changer. What Kimberly did right there, that was the recovery driver. That was the recovery drive reversal.
It's showtime. Face it straight.
Oh. Yep. I messed up the timing on the reversal. I'm dead. I was trying to do when I got knocked down, I was trying to just like wake up and do overdrive cannon spike to get out of the corner, but I messed up the input. Yep, there it is. Oh, thank you, Terrybot. Terrybot, you're great. Oh, good. That was good. They baited the dive kick by jumping. Yep. You tried it, and I respect it.
showtime! Face it straight!
No. Ah. I'm grabbing a little bit too much, so they're doing a lot of those jumps to kind of like just avoid having to like deal with the question of am I gonna get hit by that or not? Ooh, spicy. Good. I should be dead now. Oh, if I caught that sweep. It's okay. Ended. Lip kick. Hands. Yep. Ah. Yeah, Bushin scramble. I should be dead.
Kimberly wins!
I don't remember if Kimberly could always do Bushin scramble after Overdrive Senpu. Yeah, gotta check. Where is Kimberly?
Here comes a new challenger!
Oh! Oh, that's nasty.
It's showtime! Face it straight!
So yeah. Alright, that's fair. Yeah, that's fair. I deserve that. So yeah, the major change that Ryu got that's really important for him is that when he uses his Denjin charge, oh wow, great reflexes. No. Yeah, I'm dead. That's fine. The major change that Ryu got is that when he does his little power-up thing, normally he would not be if he used a fireball afterward. Okay, so now this means I need to start presenting. You can. No. Yeah, I'm dead. So yeah, the main thing is that Ryu's when Ryu charges up his fireball, he can hold onto the charge for as long as he wants without consuming it by just throwing light and medium fireballs. Ooh. That's fair. Yeah, my instincts are a little off. I'm doing some nonsense that I shouldn't be doing. Nope. Okay. The backdash to avoid the grab. Makes sense. Yeah, I'm dead. But yeah, like the major thing is that basically Ryu used to be in a position where if he got the engine charge, right, the next fireball he threw would always be a powered up fireball. Always, right? He couldn't control that. Now, he can. So once Ryu gets that fireball charge, he can just throw light and medium fireballs a bunch and not use it up. Which gives him a lot more flexibility in terms of like Okizeme setups and things like that. Very dangerous.
It's showtime! Face it straight!
Yeah, I have not fought Akuma in this game yet, so I don't have the feeling for what he wants to do or how. Not yet. I'll get there eventually. So I expect to die a couple times until I learn the matchup. Not that big of a deal.
Akuma, win! It's showtime! Face it straight!
Yeah. Got the command throw now, right? So yeah. This is kind of like what fighting Akuma is like in a general sense in most Street Fighter games anyway. In terms of like actual aggressive, like offensive power, it is very difficult to find a character who is generally better at it than Akuma is. But the main price that Akuma pays for that is that, and it's especially true in this game, or it is still true in this game, I should say, is that I died, or I didn't die, but I messed up the setup there. But the main thing is that the main trade-off for this is that Akuma traditionally has lower health than most characters in the game. And in this game, that's still particularly true. Yeah. Yeah, that's okay. I'm figuring some things out. But the main thing is that Akuma, in this game, the average amount, well, not the hard numerical average, but the baseline health, I should say. When I say average, the baseline health of characters in Street Fighter 6 is 10,000. Honda and Marisa have 10,500. Zangief has 11,000. Akuma has 9,000. So,
Here comes a new challenger.
Akuma is an offensive monster, but if you put hands on him, he dies. And so, at least right now, he is the only character that has less than 10,000 HP. Which basically means that characters that really excel at putting out high damage will fuck him up if they get their hands on him. I saw your question, Kettle. I'll answer in a second. I just need a minute. Yep. I might be dead. Okay, close. Yep. And then there's Swagger Step. It's a little early. I can say for sure that as far as the changes go, I don't have any that I feel are like especially objectionable, I guess is the way to put it. I don't have enough data to really be able to like to say one way or the other about like or dislike. No. Deserve that. Why did I do... Gotta check if Swagger Step... I gotta check if Swagger Step got a buff, because this Jamie's been using it a lot more than I normally see Jamie's use it. I'm curious. Let me go take a look. Because... Well, I mean, that's half a lie. I know that Jamie players love using Swagger Step to close distance, but they don't like, Yep.
Get ready, fighters. Triumph or die.
Huh? Okay. Yeah. Let me see something here. I'm not gonna die, but it's gonna be close. Yeah.
Jamie wins.
Yeah. A little too early to say. If I like or dislike for certain. Emmys make sense, and they're help, and I get why they made them to a certain degree, I think.
Here comes a new challenger.
Lily changes are definitely good. This wasn't the first patch, right?
No mercy.
It's the first one where so many characters got this many changes. I think is the way to put it. This is probably like the most substantiated patch that that the game has had. I think is probably the most accurate way to put it. Because there was the change that came when Ed came out. Whoops. Like the change to Jamie's forward throw did not come in this patch. It's been in for a little bit already. Where Jamie could do a forward throw and then immediately hold the button to like get a drink afterward. That has been in for a while. At least I'm pretty sure it's not new to this patch. This should kill. Yep. I also like that I can just let that swing now and let that be like an easy bait confirm. It's not optimal damage, but if it's like, right, my brain is not working and I need time to like buy myself time to buffer the super, I can just do target combo and super cancel it now. Yeah, like that. Jamie was able to do that before before this patch. Oops. Piss off. Good. Backed up a little bit there. Just to avoid getting hit by that kick. No. So yeah, this is like the first patch that made like major changes to most characters. Whoops. Yep. Yep. die peeking too far out for that to work. Tension, and that should be dead.
Final round! Triumph or die!
Take a second drink. Ooh, yeah, fair. Fair drink. You baited. Didn't want to die pick there. I was just thinking I want to be careful and not stay too close on the ground, but I don't want to die pick either. So I was just like, I'll just jump and do a jumping heavy kick and see what happens. And lol.
Show me everything you have!
No mercy for you.
It's showtime!
Oh.
Face it straight! This will hurt!
Oh, Zangief's normals got really scary. I'm just like brushing over his change really quick. I deserve that. Yeah, Zangief's Zangief's normals all got better. Including Me Hammer. All his normals just got better a little. That's very scary actually. Like that he just did right there. Like that flying knee attack recovers 1 frame faster, which sort of ooh. Yep, I deserve that. That's fine. Ooh. Yeah, too close. That's fair. I don't know if this will kill, but I think it will. Whew.
Locked on.
Yeah, we're in there. But yeah, I'm looking at it right now. Oh, and he can cancel stomps into... Oh, yeah. Yeah, basically, they just made it so that all of Zangief's normals are like way scarier than they used to be. They either the frame data is improved, or they give more meter, or other such changes in that vein.
Get ready, fighters! Triumph or die!
There we go. You did something different finally. Yep. Ah! Tasty. For context, I was not entirely certain that that super was coming out. I can't lie and say that I knew for a fact it was coming. If I did, I'd be a fucking liar. I didn't know for sure, but I suspected. And so I said to myself, okay, so then what if I don't?
It's showtime! Face it straight!
Wrong one. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, that's fair. Oh yeah, that's involved, I think. So, yeah, I wasn't getting through that.
Get ready, fighters! Triumph or die!
Alright. Gonna be a pain to anti-air, isn't he? Right, can't give up too much ground. That's fine.
It's showtime! Face it straight!
Yeah, and there's the demon flip.
Sacrifice yourself to the Satsuki Hano.
I might come to casual matches with Cammy actually, because this is where all the Akuma players are hanging out. I really would like to get more matches against the Akuma players, because I kind of need to. Like, I could sit down and lab most of the matchup to sort of figure it out, but I sort of don't. I would rather prefer to like just like fight and figure things out that way. Probably, I think that one's probably the plus one, because that flame strike thing that Akuma does, one of those is plus, or at least safe on block, and I just don't know which one yet, because I don't know the matchup. Yeah, fair. I'm okay with that. Like I said, I don't know the method, so I'm not upset. It's like, oh. And I know that, like, playing it as Lily is very different than playing it as Cammy. Okay. I kind of just want to see what, like, I just want to see what the Akuma players are, like, thinking and what they're doing. After the 3, I think I'll switch back to Cammy, but I'll go back to casual matches. Because if casual matches are where all the Akumas are hanging out, I'd rather be there. Again, like for me, my primary interest is mostly in like, I want to... Like, I do not feel particularly pressured to like immediately have the matchup figured out. I just want to like actually fight it, and there are not as many people playing Akuma in ranked as I would have expected. That's fine. Yeah, I think I gotta... I think probably the way I have to do this for a while is I think I'm probably gonna just play casual with Cammy like a hot minute. And I may bust out Lily on occasion, but it feels like probably right now is the time to get used to Cammy's changes and get them under my belt. Okay, hang on. Food Loop requested a hydrate. So I'm gonna go to the restroom real quick and then hydrate. So I'm gonna put up AFK for a second while I go to the restroom. I'll go pour the thing to hydrate, and then we'll be right back. So be back in a minute. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and action. Henshin!
The jump to the sky turns to a rider kick.
There's only one person who can stop, and that's me. Hey everybody, my name is Sean. They call me either that or SJ. As I say on my own channel, make games, I play games. Games make you, basically. Did you really think that I was going to let you hit me with that? No. Guess what? I'm still alive, motherfucker. Going too fast is no good. Shut the fuck up. What else you got? I have to hit button. Button hit good. This no count, no good, self-absorbed. Giving free turns goes against my professional ethics. I saved your ass! Yo, the nerve of this motherfucker. The absolute gall. The complete stinkiness. Do you see these motherfuckers? They stole all my shit! Fuck out of here. Fuck you. I don't give a fuck now. Stank ass, punk ass, smelly ass motherfucker. Yo! Not with the deep cut. My brain is full of eels. Anyway, so Fuck. We should just play this fucking video game. Damn it. That's not fair. No, that's fighting dirty. You can't do that. Just because it's correct doesn't mean it's right. Just for that, I'll teach y'all to talk to me about the consequences of my own actions. And now, this poll that I'm not going to look at the results of yet, I'm lying, I'm going to look right now. Jesus fuck! Why are y'all like this? What was the reason? This is all according to my calculations. We will probably be fine. Alright, we're back. Proof of hydration. It's here. Thank you, Foot Loop, for redeeming that. Alright. Yeah, I think probably what it is I'm going to take Cammy to casual matches for a while. For the rest of the stream. Not so much that it's like, oh, I don't want to play Lily at all anymore ever. But I realized that with Akuma being added, and with all the other changes, I probably am better suited learning the method. Not that it will carry over necessarily, but we'll go from there. Clips are certainly something. Look.
It's showtime! Face it straight!
So. Yeah, like my chat is basically kind of just full of people who go gremlin mode at the earliest possible opportunity constantly. I get used to it. Nope. Didn't get the jab off in time. Yeah, I'm dead now.
Get ready, fighters! Triumph or die!
And yeah, considering I never learned the Ed matchup either as Cammy. That's plus. There we go.
Final round! Triumph or die!
I thought I blocked it that time. Nope. Let's see, do you know how to deal with throw loops? Yeah. Honestly, when he did the Super Art 2, if I hadn't been like thinking too hard about it, I could have just done Super Art 3 right through it and killed him. But I was thinking too hard. Yeah, okay. There we go. Yeah, I'm okay with that. I sort of have a fix now on maybe how I can like get. Yeah. Yeah. Scared them. I scared them. They were just like, I don't know what to do, and that's how you get them.
It's showtime! Face it straight!
Okay, good.
Get ready, fighters. Triumph or die.
Ooh. Even if that was OD. They begged me to be OD, so I messed up my timing a little. OD? Nope. Fair. Okay, so it still loses the jabs. Alright. I didn't spin knuckle in order to get around that, I think. Yeah, that should be dead now. Okay, so basically you either need to side switch, you need to do the fastball or use spin knuckle switch. Done. Really happy, actually. Yeah. I like that change. The more that I am now playing while I have that one change up, I like it a lot, I think. Mostly in terms of like needing to just like easy bake in a confirm. Garlic. Alright, there we go. Yeah, there's still a gap there. Okay. No. Yeah. So the fact that you can take Cammy's standing heavy punch, heavy kick target combo and super cancel it, I like that a lot actually. It makes it a lot easier for me to like dial in confirms for certain situations where I'm like, I just need to get this to land. There. Huh. Thought that was gonna hit, but I messed up.
Cammy wins. It's showtime. Face it straight.
Okay. Nope, they backed up. Alright, so I gotta play the ground game for a little bit longer. Without, like, walking into flickers and things like that anyway. I was expecting, okay, that's fair. So the thing about when Ed does that little arm sling, he can't change what version he's going to do while he's doing it. But it means that if he has properly prepared, because he has an idea of which way you're going to like sort of appear at him, he can use it as a pretty good preemptive anti-air, and you kind of just eat shit for it. I messed up the timing on one of the cancels. It's okay. See? So like you can't change what direction that was gonna be in, but by virtue of like properly suspecting that I was gonna like it's not gonna kill. It is gonna hurt by like a lot though, and it gives me time to recover drive gauge. Never mind, I'm full of shit at kill. Sorry. Sometimes I really have a really hard time determining how much scaling actually kicks in. Ah. Oh, unfortunate. Thought he had the juggle. Yeah, see? So the thing that they have figured out... Ooh, yeah, that's a good one. But the thing that they have figured out is that, about where my die pick distance is. So, one of the things I sort of have to start working on now is, especially at like roughly like neutral-ish, I need to be playing the ground game a little bit more so that I'm not getting snatched up all the time by Snatcher. Oh. Oh. Well. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, there's a sick confirm that just opened up. Oh, I just thought of something amazing. Oh. No, but... Yeah, see? That's what I meant by Ed has sort of figured out. Like that's why I was like, yeah, Ed has sort of like figured out what spot I want to do guide picks at, and not to be. That's why I'm like I have to play a little more on the ground because you're noticing like a lot of more of those snatches that like grab me out of the air, and because I can't tell, right? Yeah, see, a couple of the ground ones make me antsy to want to jump. And then an air one to like cover that. Okay, yeah. And they're being a lot more conservative about when they're doing, because they noticed finally that I was like starting to like really bait the wake up DPs a lot. That's fine. Do that if you want. Good jump though. Yeah, good corner film. Yep, See? That's what I mean. They know the thing. They may not know the thing. Oh, now I'm dead. That's fair. I thought they weren't awake enough. That's my own fault. I got got. Way too long. Yeah, see? They know that I like to like dive kick as that approach, and I'm getting like really fucked up for it. So I think I need to change my line of thinking a little bit. Should be dead now. So yeah, let me show y'all like the really sick thing that I just realized that I can do now. Keep this. So, right, if I get like jab, 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 drive rush cancel, jab, right? I can do like that, hang on. It scales by a lot, but like the damage is not the point, it's the confirm, right? So it scales by a lot and will not necessarily like kill. But if it's like, oh, it's like the end of the match and I just need to make sure that I
The pleasure is mine. No mercy.
confirm into a kill, especially if I need to unscale the damage as much as possible, that's the one. Yep. Keep it easy on the dive kicks a little bit though. Just a little. Because oh. I know. I messed up. I meant to do drive rush cancel. Yeah, because now I can basically just like dash, jabs, drive rush cancel, jab, 5 HP, and then shenanigans. Alright, no, fair. Yeah, they're not there yet. I respect what they're trying, but it's not quite working out. Yep. Well, they do have to be metals, so I shouldn't if I count them out yet. Manon got a couple of changes, but like the one that I know of for sure is that now her level 3's damage also scales off of her medals. It didn't used to, it does now. So if Manon has 5 medals and hits you with her Super R3, you kind of eat shit. My combo not even drop. Alright, doing a quick stretch in between the sets. Because Amari...
It's showtime. Face it straight.
Nope. That's an overhead. Get by that. Cool. Yep. That was good. Yep, very good. Yeah. And now that they're awake, I can't die kick them as easily, which means I need to start playing the ground game again more. Yeah, I'm dead. I deserve that. So yeah, I got a little too careless and I died. And I'm okay with that.
It's showtime. Face it straight.
Yep, very good. You gotta be careful about those now. Remember, when you try to do like a drive parry, you're holding that for 40. You're stuck in that animation for at minimum 45 frames. So like if you mess up and somebody manages to anticipate it correctly, you kind of eat shit. Yeah, no, I got caught. That's gonna hurt a lot actually, because now this move, the damage scales based on how many medals Melon has. So if she had 5, that would have killed me. Straight up, I would have died right there. Because it should have had enough extra damage to kill me. Not what I meant to do there, but
Cammy wins.
I'll give them one more, and then we'll go from there. Part of the other reason why I'm like, I think I want to do casual match for the rest of the night is that it lets me sort of like sit down and really focus on like just doing silly things with Cammy that I wouldn't get the space to do in ranked matches. Oh. Yeah, that's fair. Yep, good. They went for the reset, which makes sense because now 3 medals.
Get ready, fighters. Triumph or die.
Yeah, I got caught. It could have been worse by very many metrics. I think I'm gonna still get most of the burnout, but
Right. Who's next?
we're living.
Final round. Triumph or die.
Let us begin.
Oops, blocking too much. Not that it was like bad to block, but because I was defending. What I mean specifically is that because I was defending a lot near the corner. Especially in this game, if you're defending a lot near the corner, what it tempts people to do is drive impact you a lot, keep you awake and paying attention. Okay, yeah, they did that. They didn't panic. Good.
Manon wins.
I'll give them another one. That was good.
It's showtime. Face it straight.
Just an audition.
Yeah, they're getting better at measuring that distance now. Yeah, nope, shouldn't have done that.
Right. Who's next?
Get ready, fighters. Triumph or die.
Very good. Four.
Locked on.
KO.
Cammy wins!
It's showtime. Face it straight.
Alright. Fair. Yeah, also fair.
Let us begin. Too bad.
Unfortunate.
No problems. Got to press on.
Either they thought that was gonna hit, or they thought I was gonna press something. But either way, some kind of shenanigan that they didn't want happen there. 100%. Yeah, but me running that one back is like a little dicey. I don't know about that. We gotta see here, but I think, yeah, the main thing I think they're waiting for me to start doing at round start is like some bullshit that I shouldn't be doing, and I should probably stop doing that nearly as much. I missed the timing. That shouldn't have had a gap to punish like that. Yeah. Yeah, they dashed up and didn't do anything. They did not do anything is what I should say. Yeah, I got it. So, notice that they dashed up and then they stopped, right? That was to like bait me into like doing like, lol, Lamau, I'm gonna try to do like wake up, critical art or something. Which was slick. Really. I respect it. Like, absolutely one of the clever.
It's showtime.
Very clever. Yeah. Arrow kick. Yep, that's an overhead. Step. Oh yeah, that was good. Jamie's up to normal damage now. I messed with the guide kick. That might have hit, but I might not have had the frame advantage to do anything if the guide kick had come out correctly. I messed up the input. I could feel my hand, I swung a little too wide and I didn't finish it correctly. Yep, arrow kick. Alright. Clever. Alright, yeah. Went for 2 MP, so they'd have time to like do that. Yep, went for the jab just to check to see if I was gonna drive impact. Yeah, I'm dead.
Jamie wins.
I haven't checked all of Jamie's changes yet, but yeah. Load it up. Yep. Alright. I play a stronger ground game. Because I'm getting anti-air a lot, which means that I'm either jumping in spots that are too predictable, or I'm making it too apparent and too obvious that I want to jump. So, I don't know if I can like successfully manage to get Jamie, like, to fool Jamie into thinking that I will play the ground game long enough to get back on the table, but I need to for a little bit.
You're in my way.
Did it too early, the meaty. Didn't mean to sweep there. Did not mean to sweep there, so I should be specific. Yeah, I was not doing good on the ground war or dive management. Yeah, I'm dead. The main thing that I was mostly running into is that in trying to like assert myself, I was like not managing my dive meter very well. No. Okay, see that little back walk? I tried to do the dive kick. Drink. 3, 4, load it up. Okay. Okay.
Get ready, fighters. Triumph or die.
There we go. Got you now. My fault. Thank you so much for the follow. Sorry, follows are anonymous because, you know, let people lurk, XYZ. Glad to have you, whoever followed. Welcome to the Gage Gang. Hope you enjoy your stay. Sorry, this Jamie is making me, like, actually put some sweat witty into, like, what I'm doing. See that? You saw that backdash? That back walk? They know. They know. And that's why it's like, I said it earlier and now I have to, like, stick to it. I have to play a stronger ground game because they're not gonna let me dive kick. All that, like a lot of this constant back walking is specifically like mess up my dive kick spacing. No. Yeah, I see it. Ah, damn it. Yeah, I'm dead. Also, hi Bird, how you doing? Hopefully well. But yeah. I kinda like it. Like, the fact that, like... Hang on. The fact that I can do, like... Well, that doesn't work. But, like... The fact that I can, like... get jabs, confirm into the target combo, and then get super R3 off of that. Very good for, like, desperate situations, if nothing else.
Beginning operation.
And having it out of hit confirm is nice for when, like, my brain doesn't turn on. Alright. Oh, that's cute. And a Kuma player that named themselves Goki. Okay. For people who are not in on the joke, Goki is Akuma's name in Japanese versions of the game. honestly, with how much you already know about Kemi, I feel like it'd be true, but there are two problems. I don't like playing Shotos. I don't like playing Shotos, and I don't like having 1,000 less health, so I'm not playing Akuma. You're not wrong. I could probably make it work, but I don't have any interest in, like, I've never been interested in playing Shotos in any fighting game that has them generally. And in Akuma's case, I do not like having 1,000 less health. No, I can't fuck with that. Like, I could probably make it work. Like, you're absolutely right that I really could make it work if I really wanted to. But, nah. That was a good jump, confirmed. Thank you. That's fair. Don't throw fireballs at that distance. Which also makes Go-Ket, yeah. Oh, you're awake. But not that awake. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, you're good. Yeah, you suspect that. That's fine. Nope. Oh yeah, thank you. I've been working on trying to like pay more attention to like just doing that whenever I throw the heavy punch, just to see if people will jump in burnout corner situations and see if they know the thing. I've been doing a slightly better job of like actually testing that. Okay, so you will absolutely go for the DP if you feel threatened and you have the meter. Alright, and then he did... Okay, I see. Do it. Nope. Okay, that's fair. Expensive, but if they're careful, they get the kill. Yeah. But yeah, Berg, I probably could be an Akuma player, but yeah, like I literally don't give a fuck about playing Shotos, and I'm not taking the 1,000 less health. Yeah, if you're not interested, you don't have to. Yeah, mostly sometimes I double say things because occasionally my brain skips beats when I'm in the middle of something. So you really thought you were going to hit me with the wake up SGN? Go to hell! Shrub I like a little bit. Okay. Berg, don't give me fucking sex. Do not. Because you have not seen the games where I do in fact anticipate it like 3 times in a row and like actually get it. Don't you give me that. Nah, too early. Like, there I literally assumed that they were going to do it and they didn't. So, you cannot come in here and like try to like snoke me like that. No. Like, literally, there have been times where I was expecting it to come out and I stop and I block expecting it to not. Exactly. Exactly. Nah. Yeah, I'm dead. But it's fine. Like, this is really the kind of thing that I wanted. I just need, like, a long set against an Akuma where I just get to do bullshit and, like, make mistakes a bunch. So I can sort of, like, figure out what my game plan is. Do it, you asshole. God damn it! Do it! Oh, no! Dude, either that doesn't launch high enough or they were too slow. Yeah. Well, they sort of are. Like, they sort of have the stepping back a little bit in hand, but not super great. Sends by updates back some off. Alright, hi Shark, bye Shark. Let's see. Yep. Gotta be careful, can't give up too much ground. Nope. No. Yep, that's fair. Nope. I messed up. But no, this is the kind of thing I need. I just need this stuff.
It's showtime. Face it straight.
Let's go. Nope. Yeah, you, God damn it. What? Kuma players are a different breed, I tell you. Ah, damn it. Couldn't get over in time. Mind the anti-air. Yeah, I'm trying to watch it. I know. You don't have to tell me. I am doing my best to watch it. That's an overhead. Wait. Yep. Honestly, I wish I could hit confirm like that. Some of it is also... Sometimes the thing I'm doing is having absolute confidence in the button even when I'm not 100% sure that it's going to go through. That's fair. Yeah, that's fine. That's fair. Yeah, so that's about as early as I have to do it now. I get it. One of the roughest things about picking up Akuma has been having to hit confirm out of life. Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Mario said doesn't do a lot of that, so you're not used to it. Yep. Like, yeah, this is good. So yeah, the reason why I like the target combos change is mostly because of this. Like, I can like sit down, mash out that, and get the kill in situations where it's like I can just turn my brain off a little bit and not have to do the most optimal thing to kill. That's sweet. Damn it! You know, I gotta focus now.
Get ready, fighters. Triumph or die.
Side switch for the means and just nah. It's too hard alone. I wanted too much slime. Yep. I'm gonna need a stun. Yeah, I'm gonna die. Now that I have meter. Oh. Fair. Yep. Okay, yeah, they must have go. I don't know if this will kill. I don't think it will. It's unfortunate, but
Cammy wins. It's showtime. Face it straight.
Yeah, you have to do it way faster. So that's fine. Okay. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Get ready, fighters.
He's had enough. He's converging. Yeah. That's not strike involved. So there's gonna be a point where they do that, and then they eat entirely shit for it. Like, yeah, it's fine. 2 MP. They did 2 MK. I deserve that. Couple. Yeah. Nope. I messed up just a little bit. So yeah. I mean, side switch doesn't do damage anymore, but okay. Oh, I'm not worried about it. But even that's still like plus 31. I'll give somebody else like a... I'm gonna give somebody else like a 3. And then see how it goes. Oh, hey! It's our boy Ryu from Streets. I'm really happy for Ryu players. Ah, overhead. Wow. Yeah, of course I deserve that. Shogek, sure you can. On the one hand, and then on the other. I'm not gonna convince you plays good. I suspect that, like... Yep. I think that like the Ryu players who are actually like awake a little bit will like actually start making better use out of like that's fair. There you go. I should be dead now. Nah. When I got that 2 MP, I should have cashed out. I didn't trust myself enough. Got paranoid. Okay. Ease up on butterstick spending for like a little bit. Okay. No. Tammy's 2 MP is a really good button. I just kind of want to point that out. I had a little bit of trouble with quarter circles when I was trying to warm up earlier, so it's not just you. Okay, that's fair. The hooligan setup. Hey, I still won, so I don't care. I ate 3 ODDPs. I don't give a Thank you, Mike. 3 of them. Yep. Did you eat all of them? I did. Yeah, that's good. Oh, I punished. Yeah. Yeah. That was cute. I like that. You're showing me cute things for you. I like cute things. I messed up the kill combo. I messed up the kill combo. Stupid in the TV in the middle. No. Yo, no. Seriously, Bird, I fucked up because I was trying to do the kill combo and I messed up the timing in between for the drive rush cancels. And then I was like, oh shit, it dropped, and I just held back when I realized that I dropped it, and I didn't even parry on purpose. It sort of just happened, and then I saw the OD come out, OD tree come out, and I'm like, I guess you're dead now. The parry was an accident. It's like, hand to God. Alright. I got one more. And then I'll do like one more set. And then we're gonna go from there. I got another thing I gotta do today. Or tonight rather. Oops.
Get ready, fighters. Triumph or die.
Damn. I thought, I messed up. Yep. Now it's supposed to be Spin Drive Smasher, but whatever. We take those. Yeah, I can't reflexively just like spin knuckle. It's a hard call out now. Which, alright, like I'll live. It's not great, but I'll live. No. Yeah. Like I probably could reasonably, right? But I'm just gonna do 3 either which way, regardless of like oh. I died. That's fair. Because I was not expecting them to do, they haven't presented Wake Up Super in the core, so I wasn't looking for it. Which is my own fault. Okay, yeah, that one, I think. Close. Okay, they do know it. They do know it. They were either they knew it, either they didn't. Yeah, I was like, most Master players know that there's a gap there, but you have to test it every time, because you never know. Yeah. Like that time I was like, if you're, because I'm like, okay, I've got the feel of their ideas generally. Like you're burned out. Like you're burned out and you've got enough meter for either level 1 or level 2, you're gonna do it now. Because you absolutely do, because you're like trying to make sure that I don't absolutely fuck your shit. And yeah, I got the call out correctly. Yep. Level 2 early. Yep. Ah. Whew. Lucky. One more. I want to see if I can at least give them the 2-2. But if I have to hold it at like 1-3, then it's fine. Oh, okay. Now I'm gonna do the less expensive one because I don't have enough butter to spend. I was like, I don't have enough butter to spend, so I just need to like go for a spiral arrow and take a little time to get some back. That's fine. No. Ah. Oh, just need to take my Yep. It feels like if the second hit of 5k whips your plus, but I'm not totally sure. Yeah, Mike. Yeah, I'm just gonna give them 2-2 because I have other things that I must see too. So, thank y'all for coming by. I appreciate it. Yeah, my general impression is that Cammy, as far as the patch went, yeah, the spin knuckle nerf hurts. I feel it now. In those matchups, I can't, like, it's a really, 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 like, you have to make the read now to use it sort of situation. And it's like, yeah, you can feel that, right? You can feel it. So, I'll live. And it's just one of those things where it's like, either you are dead confident about what is gonna happen, right? You have to be like dead confident that the spin knuckle is coming, or sorry, that the fireball is coming to get spin knuckle out now, which it hurts. But thinking about it, I'm like, I see why with the way that this is like going on. I'm like, yeah, I get it. I see why. Anyway, thank y'all for coming by. I think I'm gonna send y'all over to Shinkensu because he's also playing Street Fighter 6, and I figured why not spread the love. So, just things that you know. If you wanna follow me, I do game analysis, design articles over at cohost.org/SGHSaysGames. I also talk about like Street Fighter and other fighting games there sometimes. Past posts that I do on like game dev and other subjects are on Medium. If you want to watch stream VODs, they're up at youtube.com/@SGHSaysGames. If you want to support me in the stream but don't want to give money to Amazon and Jeff Bezos, do a monthly subscription over at Ko-Fi as opposed to doing a Twitch sub. I keep like $4 and change out of a $5 monthly sub on Ko-Fi. And then Throne has things like helping the crowdfund for a new monitor and a monitor arm, or silly Kamen Rider Redemption related gear and things like that. And then my card has all my other social media. And then if you want to hang out with us when we're not doing stuff on stream, I have a Guilded instead of a Discord. Click that link, fill out the application, and if you do everything correctly, you get invited in and you get to see all sorts of other cool stuff that we do. That's pretty much all I have. This upcoming Sunday is Breath of Fire 4 at 5 p.m. Eastern Time, as per usual. Next Wednesday is going to be more stuff with Shoot Lancer. By next Wednesday, we should have like the stuff from the playtest sort of collated, so that gives me specific things to like sit down and work on. So yeah, let's go hang out with Shinkensu. Like I said, he's playing Street Fighter 6. I don't remember who he's playing now. We'll see how he's getting along with the patch. Give him an SGH says raids when we get in. Let him know who sent you. Put out your favorite emotes, all that other stuff. And yeah, until the next time I see y'all, whenever the next time is. Stay safe, wash your hands, wear a mask. Don't go outside if you don't have to. Be excellent to each other. You're not too big against racists, turfs, sexists, anti-queer folks, or Zionists. Your reminders, as always, are that Black Lives Matter, trans rights are human rights. Everybody has the right to reproductive control and safety. And Palestine, the Congo, the Sudan, and New Caledonia must all be free. Very simple, very straightforward. Until next time I see you, whenever that next time is, take care, yeah? Deuces.